Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hadith lesson number 6. قال معاذ بن جبل قلت يا رسول الله أوصني قال اعبد الله كأنك تراه واعدد نفسك من الموتى واذكر الله عز وجل عند كل حجر وعند كل شجر وإذا عملت سيئة فاعمل بجنبها حسنة السر بالسر والعلانية بالعلانية. Muadh ibn Jabal radiallahu ta'ala narrates that I said, O Messenger of Allah, advise me. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, worship Allah as though you can see him, and consider yourself to be from amongst those who are deceased. Remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the passing of every stone and tree, and when you commit a mistake by doing an act of sin, follow it up with an act of righteousness. Open sins with open acts of righteousness, and discreet sins with discreet acts of righteousness. In this hadith, Prophet ﷺ introduces a very, very high level concept of ibadah, the concept and the level of ihsan, which is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as though you can see him. If you do something in front of someone and you know that that person is watching you and you can see them, then the way you will worship the way you will behave will be differently to if you want if you know that he's not watching you, he's not observing you. For example, when we know at work that our boss, our supervisor, our manager is watching us, then the way the employee, the worker will operate and the way he will work when he knows that the boss is watching him will be different to how he would work and operate when the boss is not watching him. In the same way, when a person is constantly aware that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching him and he can then that way he will be able to perfect his prayer, he will be able to perfect his worship, and that will prevent him from doing sins. So this is worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in such a way that you can see him. The second part of the hadith, Prophet ﷺ says that وَعْدُدْ نَفْسَكَ مِنَ الْمَوْتَى, consider yourself from amongst those who are deceased, who have passed away. Which this part of the hadith basically means that if you live your life in such a way that you have already passed away, so then only those things will concern you and only those things will matter for you which you know matters for those who have passed away, i.e. ibadah. So if a person he considers himself from amongst the deceased, then he's not going to worry about, in 10 years time let me buy this car, because for a dead person a car is not necessary. That doesn't mean that we don't need to buy a car. Obviously, a car is essential for travel and for family life and for work purposes. But what this means that you prioritize those things which will benefit you in the hereafter, and to remember that this world is temporary and our final and permanent abode is the hereafter. So وَعْدُدْ نَفْسَكَ مِنَ الْمَوْتَى, consider yourself from amongst the deceased, that you will this will help you to prepare for the hereafter. This will help you to prioritize those things which will matter for you in tomorrow's life, the life of the hereafter. Jazakallah khairah.